Stuff. There's just too much stuff everywhere. There's just too much stuff. We don't need so much stuff. Do we?
Depending on how you want to live your life, really.
I guess so. We watched this documentary called Minimalism.
It's a Netflix one.
Yes, it was on Netflix. It was actually pretty decent. What it's about is about people who, the world it's a rat race essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's
materialistic.
Yeah, it's very materialistic. It's how much stuff you have, how much shiny things you have. And this documentary was people who had all this shiny stuff and decided, I'm not happy. I don't want it anymore, and I'm gonna live with nothing, virtually nothing, or as little as possible. I'm gonna get rid of all the fancy shiny stuff and just live with the basic needs and necessities, right?
Yeah. An example of this is one of the guys. He says, like, why do I need like 4 different coats? Why do I need like 1,200 different pairs of shirts, right? If I'm not wearing them, why do I need them? You buy something that you're going to constantly wear all the time, get a use out of it. It's not just something you buy it, wear it once, and then never ever wear it ever again.
Yeah.
Which is something that
a lot of people do. I don't understand how people. I think that's the one thing about like this show that I kind of can relate to is clothes, because so many people have their closets just full, and I've always wondered. I'm like, why do you have so many clothes?
I have a fuller closet because I have a collection of stuff.
I have a closet full of hockey jerseys. That's about it.
Well, okay. The old chef uniforms. From Boston.
Oh, you still have them? I got rid of mine.
I have I have one, a regular one, a black one, and a white one with my name on it, with the title that I used to have. I have some old shirts that I don't wear anymore. Because I'm too fat, but on top of that, they're old, but they have original prints on them. So it's not like it's a one color shirt that I have in there. It's everything that I have, I wear, and I wear the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I totally understand, because they're like, why do you need to buy things? And it's like, I get where they're coming from. I have an understanding of that. It's like I don't own. Well, actually, I own more shoes now than I used to. But
I own 2.
I have a work pair.
Yeah,
I have a winter outside pair.
My work pair doubles as my winter pair.
Because I don't wear my work ones outside. Because if I wear them outside, they wear out faster. Mm-hmm. Right? Because our winters are really bad for everything.
Yes.
Right? I have a regular coat. And then I have a work coat. And then I have a winter coat.
Oh, jeez. I got just a coat.
Well, the thing is, I can't, because of what I wear at work, grease gets everywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
So if I have...
I guess it depends on what you do and how
exactly.
your life and stuff like that. Now, this, like, the thing that I didn't like about this is that they focused on a lot, like these people, they had everything. They, most of these people, they had it all. They had the money, the wealth, they had the big fancy cars, the big houses, the boats, the vacations, and then they went, I'm not happy, I'm gonna, go live poor, in a sense. Like, kind of poor. But, and it's like, they focused on how people struggle, how they're trying to live, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, to me, it's easy to sit there and be like, I don't need all this stuff, when you've had it, and, you've experienced it all. Then to go from, I don't have anything, I don't need anything, this is how, I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, he quotes Jim Carrey. He says, Jim Carrey said, I wish everybody could be rich and famous so that they can know how hard it is. And it's like, that quote pissed me off. It was like, Jim Carrey Yes.
I can understand the famous part being hard. The famous part to me would be hard because of the attention and being scrutinized.
Yeah.
And being not being able to walk down the street just and not have people bother you.
Yeah.
But when people sit there, to me, it's like the money doesn't buy happiness bullshit.
And it's like, well, it'll pay all the bills.
You know,
so
yeah,
that
it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't give you true happiness, but it gives you the freedom and the ability not to have to worry about that
You
big
can
part.
rent it an hour at a time.
Yeah, exactly. You can rent it an hour at a time. That's right.
Now, one of the things that he did say was, like, if you have a collection that actually brings you joy, don't get rid of your collection.
Absolutely.
And I understand that. It's like, you look behind me. I have a collection. This brings me joy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't want to get rid of this. A lot of the things that I do buy, there's a purpose to it, you know. As I said, you see the stuff back there. It's all cool things that I enjoy that brings a sense of fulfillment.
Well, yeah, it's fulfillment. It's like your treat for your work and your hard work and stuff like that. And I get that, but I think this documentary opened my eyes and made me go, well, I've always been like this, but when you buy something, you need to ask yourself, am I going to get use out of it? Do you need it? Is it something you absolutely 100% is it?
And I think people that live at the bottom of the pay scale, bottom to middle, they don't go and just buy frivolous things all the time. They literally have to go, do I need this? Right? Because it's, you know, buying things takes out of your budget.
Yeah.
You know, when you're making 6 figures a year, you could buy frivolous things all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do I really need this? It's like, I don't care, I have money.
Yeah.
When you don't have money, that makes it a hell of a lot more difficult. And it's just like, okay, you know, the two guys, you know, who went on the road trip about minimalism, right?
Yeah.
Well, you noticed that the one guy had a really big house.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's great, but why does he need that house if he's going to have so little stuff? He is a perfect example of one of those people that can live in a tiny house.
I've never understood people who have big houses in general. Because I just wonder, how do you keep, number one, how do you keep it clean? Number two, what do you do with all this stuff you have in it? Do you usually, like, you need a bedroom? Okay, you need a bedroom for yourself, a bedroom for your kids if you have kids. So, you know, if 4 people in your family, you need 3 bedrooms. Some people have, like, 8 bedrooms. It's like, what the hell? Well, you know, and I think everybody justifies it to themselves why they have so much stuff. But really, in all honesty, it's the stuff you have and the grandioso things you have is to show other people, in my mind, what you have. It's to be like, look at me, you know, like, because we all don't need.
Well, up until we started doing this, I didn't show my collection off to people.
You probably still don't.
No, not really. Like, if somebody comes in, I give them a tour of the house, and then if they want to look at stuff, that's not a problem. But I don't bring people in and go, hey, look at the stuff I got. You know, other than, background for what we have, it's kind of like, this is my collection. I have it the way I want.
But I guess the stuff you have is like in regards to your house and your car and stuff like that, is like a status symbol, right?
Yeah. Oh,
you know
definitely.
What I mean? And I don't know. It was a neat show to watch, and it was kind of like,
see,
but it was almost like a backhanded, like, you know, to me, it almost was like a, hey, I've had everything, and now I'm gonna go live with nothing, and it's like, okay, well, you can't tell everybody else to live with nothing because I already have nothing.
Okay, yeah, that is one of the things that I found really annoying with this show. Is like, oh, you know, I used to be a big wig and I'm 6 figures, making lots of money, and then all of a sudden I don't want stuff. And it's like, okay, what about those people that don't? You know, if this had gone to people that don't actually have something to begin with and say, well, do you like living this way? And see if people agree, then maybe you might have something. But for those people that don't have stuff, and then you go, oh, you should live with less stuff. It's
I
like,
guess it's all perspective. You know?
Yeah.
It's like when you say to somebody, like, I'm broke. Broke is perspective. Because somebody could be broke with $10,000 in the bank, and somebody could be broke with $0 in the bank. It's all perspective. because it's all what you're used to living with. If you're used to living with everything and then you're like, I'm bored with this. It's almost like they got bored with it and went, I want to try something different.
Yeah.
I have enough to do whatever I want. Now I can leave this. You know what I mean? It's like I'm retired. I can go.
Because neither one of them ever talked about not having money.
Yeah, I know. None of them were like,
money never came up.
Yeah.
It came up in the sense of, I make money. I used to make money.
No, they still make money probably doing what they do.
Yeah, and it's like, well, if you already had money and, you're just using it in a different way, then, yeah, I get it. You're just moving things into something, it's like having a bad job. You don't want to have a bad job, but you do it because you need money. But, if you could go and do something else, would you? And still make the same money? Well, of course.
Of course.
So I get that, and one of the things that he talks about was that there was there's a hole in people's souls that they need to fill, and they generally fill it with stuff, right? And then it almost starts to feel, after that point in time, he almost starts to sell minimalism as a religion. It's like, if you do this and if you do that, it's like, well, religion talks about having a hole in your soul that can be filled with God.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, when he started talking like that, it's like, well, all you need to do if you want to fill that void in yourself, fill it with God, right? You can volunteer, you could help out in a church.
I do think we as a Western civilization, I think we do work too much. I think we put too much focus on, like, the rat race, the grind of everyday living. I do think that we as individuals need to take more time for ourselves and more time with family and stuff like that. Like for me, like I do extra stuff besides my day job. Like I'll go referee hockey, and they want me to do more, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do more. They want me to like go up in level and stuff like that, and I'm kind of like, well, I hesitate at it because it takes more commitment, and I don't want to give that commitment because then it takes away from my free time and my ability to just have me time and family time and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I don't really want to give. And it's like, well, you can make lots of money. And I go, well, that's nice. Yes, that would help 100%. But like, then it's kind of the work-life balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like these people didn't have the work-life balance in their life before, and now they overcompensated one way to the work, and now they're kind of overcompensating the other way to make up for this. They did so many years of the work. Now they want to go, well, now I'm just gonna do nothing. I'm gonna do what I want, and it's like, to me, why couldn't you do both? You know what I mean? It's a fantasy land. You can't, because you need to put food on the table, you need to pay your rent, and it's so damn expensive to do that.
No, I get it. I see a point to what they're trying to say. Is like, do you really need all this junk? I get it.
Yeah.
But it's also the other side. Is like, well, if you have the money to buy all this junk, that's your choice.
Yeah.
If you're working for it, you're totally allowed to have it. For those people that don't have the money and to say that you might need to live like this, well, they already are.
Yeah. They would love to be able to have that situation where they could have all this junk and be like, I gotta get rid of it. I want to be able to experience the vacations, the life of luxury. And it's like, again, back to the Jim Carrey thing. He wishes being rich and famous. Yes, being famous is hard because of no privacy. But I don't think I don't think being rich is hard. Honestly, I really don't think having money in your bank account and not having to necessarily be so scroogey with it is hard. Like, if you sit there and you tell me, well, I have $100,000 in the bank and I'm miserable about money, I'm gonna smuck you in the face. I don't give a shit.
It's
who
like,
you
okay,
are.
give me your $100,000,
yeah,
and then you can be broke. And
now tell them you have other problems. I get it. You have problems. Everybody has problems, but let's compound your money problems on top of that, and then you can't deal with these other problems. Unfortunately, you can't, because you have to worry about feeding yourself and and paying your bills.
I think you nailed it on the head. It's about perspective.
Yeah.
And because of our perspective, we don't see necessarily where they're coming from.
Hopefully one day we'll be able to have the other perspective.
And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Because
we'll revisit it when we're rich.
Right, exactly. So
don't get us wrong here. I don't want to like have this video come across as complaining about life. I'm like, I do fine. Like I have a roof over my head. I put food on the table. You know,
I'm not going to complain about my life
because there are people who are worse off than us.
Definitely.
You know, so
check out the video.
Yeah, check out.
Come to your own conclusion and share it with us to see whether or not you agree or disagree with what they say or what we say. You know, so leave a comment below. We're always curious to know what you guys have to say and think. And yeah,
don't forget to like the comment. Just like
comments,
comma, comment, comma, subscribe. Look at my grammar. Is that correct? I don't even know because I'm so bad at grammar. Anyways, guys,
English wasn't my strong point in school.
Thanks for watching. I was more math. Thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
See ya.